Lena stared at her phone, debating whether to call him. It had been a year since they last spoke, since she'd walked away from the love she wasn't ready for. Her heart ached with uncertainty, but also with a yearning she couldn't quite explain. After a deep breath, she dialed his number, but before it could ring, her phone died. She stared at the blank screen, a mix of frustration and relief washing over her. Maybe it was a sign, she thought. Moments later, there was a knock on her door. Her heart skipped a beat, and for a second, she thought about not answering. But curiosity and a spark of hope got the better of her. She opened it to find Mark standing there, a tentative smile on his face. "I was thinking about calling you too," he said, his voice a mixture of nervousness and warmth. Lena felt a rush of emotions flood her senses. Regret, hope, and a longing she had suppressed for too long. They stood there for a moment, words escaping both of them. Finally, Mark broke the silence. "Can we talk?" he asked. Lena nodded slowly, stepping aside to let him in. They sat on the couch, the air thick with unspoken words. "Mark, I'm sorry," Lena began, her voice trembling. "I wasn't ready back then. I didn't know what I wanted, and I was scared. But I never stopped thinking about you." Mark looked at her, his eyes softening. "I've missed you too, Lena. I've been through so many sleepless nights, wondering what went wrong, if I did something to push you away. But I realized we both needed time to grow." Their conversation flowed, peeling back the layers of what had been left unsaid. They talked about their past, their fears, and their hopes for what could be. The weight of the past year began to lift, replaced by a cautious optimism. Lena reached out, her hand trembling slightly, and took Mark's hand. "Can we try again?" she asked, her eyes searching his. Mark smiled, a genuine, heartfelt smile that reached his eyes. "I'd like that," he replied. "But let's take it one day at a time." Lena nodded, her heart feeling lighter than it had in a long time. As they sat there, hands entwined, the future didn't seem as daunting anymore. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were willing to try, together. And for the first time in a long time, that felt like enough.